Be prepared. In less than 24 hours, something extraordinary is about to happen. Tomorrow, January 12th, 2026, isn't just another day. It's a cosmic surgery date. The universe has scheduled an appointment with your deepest wound, and whether you realize it or not, you're about to witness the impossible: instant transformation. This isn't metaphorical. This isn't gentle. What's coming tomorrow is a cardinal T-square so powerful that it's going to crack open the very thing you've spent years trying to hide. But here's what nobody's telling you. That crack isn't where the light gets in. It's where your superpower emerges. 3 zodiac signs are about to experience something that usually takes years of therapy, decades of healing work, compressed into a single moment. A wound that has defined you, limited you, maybe even haunted you. It's about to become your greatest strength. And the wildest part? Most people have no idea this is even possible. And if you've been feeling this strange pressure building, like something inside you is about to break or break through, keep watching, because there's one specific reason why this is happening to you right now, and I'll explain exactly what it means later, so stay tuned. But first, you need to understand what's really happening tomorrow, because this isn't just an astrological event, it's a complete rewriting of who you thought you were. And once you cross this threshold, there's no going back to the wounded version of yourself. The universe has been setting this up for weeks. Nothing this powerful happens overnight. Since the beginning of January, the planets have been moving into position like cosmic surgeons preparing for the most delicate operation imaginable. Mercury entered Capricorn on January 1st, grounding our thoughts in reality. Venus aligned with the Sun on January 6th, merging our values with our identity. And Mars moved into its most powerful position, exalted in Capricorn. You've probably already felt it. That restlessness that won't go away, the feeling that something needs to change but you can't quite name what. Maybe old memories have been surfacing, wounds you thought were healed suddenly feeling raw again. That's not regression, that's preparation. Because tomorrow, when the Sun squares Chiron at exactly 3:30 in the afternoon, all of this build-up reaches critical mass. The Sun represents your conscious self, your vitality, your ego. Chiron represents your deepest wound, the place where you feel fundamentally broken. When they square each other, it's not a gentle meeting, it's a collision. But here's what makes tomorrow different from any other Chiron transit. Mars is involved. Mars in Capricorn, disciplined, strategic, surgical Mars, is going to do something unprecedented. It's going to weaponize your wound, not against you, but for you. Most people spend their entire lives trying to heal their wounds, to make them disappear, to pretend they never happened. Tomorrow, the universe is offering something radically different: integration. Your wound doesn't need to be healed, it needs to be transformed. Your wound is not what you think it is. Let's be honest about something. That thing you think is wrong with you, that deep, aching place where you feel broken, inadequate, not enough. You've been looking at it all wrong. Tomorrow's transit is going to show you the truth. Your wound was never a weakness. It was always a doorway. Think about it. The place where you've been hurt the most is also the place where you understand pain the deepest. Where you've felt abandoned, you know what true presence means. Where you've been rejected, you understand the value of acceptance. Your wound hasn't just hurt you, it's educated you in ways nothing else could. But most people stop there. They become experts in their pain without realizing they're sitting on a goldmine of wisdom. Tomorrow, that changes. The cardinal energy doesn't let you sit in contemplation. It demands action. The T-square creates so much tension that something has to give, and what gives isn't your strength, it's your attachment to being broken. This is why it feels instant. Years of slow healing suddenly accelerate into a moment of total clarity. You don't gradually realize your power, you become it. The wound that has defined your limitations becomes the very source of your authority. And if you're one of the 3 signs most affected by this transit, you're about to experience this at a level that will leave everyone around you stunned. Because when Chiron in Aries gets activated like this, sovereignty isn't earned, It's reclaimed. Something strange is happening to time right now. Have you noticed it? The way the days feel both endless and instant. How January already feels like it's racing by, yet each day stretches with this strange intensity. That's not your imagination. When a transit this powerful approaches, time itself starts to bend. You might find yourself losing hours, staring into space, processing something you can't quite name, or the opposite, sudden bursts of clarity where everything makes sense for just a moment before slipping away again. Your body knows what's coming, even if your mind doesn't fully grasp it yet. This temporal distortion is actually a gift. It's giving you micro moments to adjust to what's about to happen, because tomorrow isn't going to ease you into transformation, it's going to thrust you into it. The universe is essentially giving you a countdown, letting your system prepare for the shock of becoming who you really are. Some of you have been waking up at strange hours, especially between 3 and 4 at night. That's when the veil is thinnest, when your higher self can speak without the ego's interference. Pay attention to what comes through in those moments. The messages might seem cryptic now, but after tomorrow, they'll make perfect sense. The 3 signs getting instant healing, and it's not gentle, starting with Aries. If you're an Aries, tomorrow is your day. Chiron has been in your sign, in your first house of identity, making you question your very right to exist as you are. You felt like an imposter in your own life, like your independence is somehow a flaw, like being yourself is too much for the world to handle. But here's what's about to happen. When the Sun in Capricorn squares Chiron in your sign with Mars, your ruling planet, exalted and ready for battle, something clicks. That wound of not being enough? It instantly transforms into, I am more than enough. I am necessary. The healing isn't gradual. It's not a slow realization. It's a lightning strike of sovereignty. One moment you're doubting your right to take up space. The next moment you realize that your maverick nature, your refusal to conform, your raw authenticity, these aren't flaws to be fixed. They're your credentials. She'll wake up on January 13th and people will notice immediately. There's something different about you, a quality that wasn't there before. It's sovereignty, real sovereignty, not the kind you declare, the kind you embody. Your wound of feeling like an outcast becomes your superpower of leadership, because true leaders don't fit in, they stand out. Capricorn, the Atlas finally sets down the world. Capricorn, you've been carrying everyone else's burdens for so long that you've forgotten what your own shoulders feel like without the weight. The wound for you has always been about worthiness through achievement. If you're not producing, succeeding, providing, who are you? Tomorrow, with the Sun, Venus and Mars all in your sign, squaring Chiron, something unprecedented happens. The wound of never being good enough no matter what you achieve transforms into the superpower of I am worthy simply because I exist. This is earth-shaking for you. Mars in Capricorn gives you the discipline to not just understand this intellectually, but to restructure your entire life around it. You don't slowly learn to delegate. You suddenly know what's yours to carry and what isn't. The healing is architectural. You're not just changing your mind, you're rebuilding your entire foundation. The moment of transformation might come when you realize that your greatest achievements happened not despite your wounds, but because of them. Every challenge that broke you also built you. And now, instead of building from obligation, you build from choice. You transform from the martyred Atlas to the sovereign architect of your own life. Cancer, the birth of the emotional sovereign. Cancer, your wound has always been about safety, emotional, physical, spiritual safety. You felt too sensitive for this harsh world, like your emotions are a liability, like caring so much is a weakness others exploit. Jupiter retrograde in your sign, opposing this massive Capricorn stellium, has been stirring up every fear about vulnerability. But tomorrow, something shifts. The moon, your ruler, is in Scorpio, the sign of death and rebirth. It's forming supportive aspects to both the Capricorn planets and Jupiter in your sign. This creates what astrologers call a wedge, a release point for all that tension. Your wound of feeling too much instantly transforms into the superpower of emotional intelligence so profound that others will seek you out as an oracle. You don't gradually learn boundaries, you suddenly know them. The moment arrives when you realize your sensitivity isn't weakness, it's a high-bandwidth connection to truth that others desperately need. You'll find yourself saying no without guilt, setting boundaries without explanation, protecting your energy without apology. The healing is immediate because it's not about learning something new. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you feeling deeply was dangerous. The Scorpio moon is the secret ingredient. Everyone's focused on the Sun square Chiron, but there's something else happening tomorrow that nobody's talking about. The moon will be in Scorpio, and this changes everything. Scorpio doesn't do surface-level healing. Scorpio goes straight to the root, rips it out, and regenerates something entirely new in its place. When the moon is in this sign during such a powerful cardinal square, we're not talking about healing, we're talking about alchemy. The Scorpio moon forms a sextile to the Capricorn planets and a trine to Jupiter in Cancer. This creates a flow of emotional intelligence that makes the impossible possible. It's like having a cosmic anesthetic that allows for surgery without trauma. You feel everything, but instead of overwhelming you, it transforms you. This is why the healing can be instant. Scorpio doesn't believe in gradual. Scorpio believes in death and immediate rebirth. Tomorrow, parts of you will die. The parts that were never really you anyway, just coping mechanisms and defense strategies. And what's reborn? That's your superpower. Some of you will feel this as a physical sensation, a pressure releasing, a weight lifting. Others will experience it as an emotional purge, crying without knowing why, then suddenly feeling lighter than you have in years. Trust the process. Scorpio knows what it's doing. Mars in Capricorn, the surgical precision of transformation. This is the piece of the puzzle that makes tomorrow unlike any other healing transit. Mars is exalted in Capricorn, meaning it's operating at maximum power, maximum precision, maximum effectiveness. This isn't chaotic Aries Mars or emotional Cancer Mars. This is Mars with a scalpel, not a sword. When Mars squares Chiron just hours after the Sun does, it doesn't just illuminate the wound, it operates on it. But here's the crucial difference. This Mars doesn't try to remove the wound. It transforms it into something useful. It's like psychological surgery where scar tissue becomes stronger than the original skin. Remember when I said earlier that if you've been feeling pressure building, there's a specific reason. This is it. Mars has been building this pressure intentionally. It's been creating the exact conditions needed for breakthrough rather than breakdown. The discomfort you've been feeling, that's the anesthetic wearing off before the surgery. Tomorrow, the operation happens. And operations aren't comfortable. Tomorrow might feel intense, overwhelming, even painful at moments, but it's the kind of pain that comes with birth, not death. The kind that signals transformation, not destruction. By the time Mars finishes its square to Chiron on January 13th, the surgery is complete. Your wound hasn't been healed, it's been weaponized in your favor. The Cardinal T-square, why this isn't optional. Let's talk about what a Cardinal T-square actually means, because this is why tomorrow's healing isn't something you can opt out of. Cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, initiate. They don't ask permission. They don't wait for the right moment. They create the moment. When you have this much cardinal energy in a T-square formation, it's like a cosmic pressure cooker. The Sun, Mars, and Venus in Capricorn oppose Jupiter in Cancer, and they all square Chiron in Aries. This creates tension so intense that something has to give, and what gives is whatever has been keeping you stuck. This isn't the kind of transit where you can hide, where you can postpone, where you can say, "I'm not ready." The cardinal energy says, ready or not, you're transforming now. It's like standing at the edge of a cliff with a tidal wave behind you. You're going over that edge. The only question is whether you jump or get pushed. But here's the gift hidden in this intensity. Cardinal energy doesn't just push you, it ensures you land somewhere new. This isn't destruction for destruction's sake. It's demolition with immediate reconstruction. The old version of you doesn't slowly fade. It's replaced instantly by who you were always meant to be. What happens if you resist this energy? Let me be direct with you. Some people are going to fight this tomorrow. They're going to feel the pressure, feel the call to transform, and they're going to dig their heels in and refuse. Here's what happens to them. The energy doesn't dissipate, it intensifies. Resisting a cardinal T-square is like trying to hold back a river with your hands. The water doesn't stop coming, it just finds more forceful ways through. If you resist tomorrow's healing, the wound doesn't stay the same. It gets louder. The patterns you're meant to break become more obvious, more painful, more impossible to ignore. You might see this in people around you. Sudden emotional outbursts, relationships imploding, years of suppressed truth suddenly exploding into the open. This isn't the universe punishing resistance, it's the universe insisting on evolution. The choice isn't whether to transform, but whether to transform willingly or be transformed by circumstances. But for those who surrender to it, for those who say, yes, I'm ready to stop being wounded and start being powerful, tomorrow becomes a day they'll remember for the rest of their lives. The day everything changed. The day they stopped being a victim of their wounds and became an alchemist of their pain. The Sabian symbols reveal the deeper truth. There's a hidden language in astrology that most people never learn about, the Sabian symbols. Each degree of the zodiac has a symbolic image, and tomorrow's degrees are revealing something profound. The Sun at 23 degrees Capricorn, a soldier receiving 2 awards for bravery in combat. This isn't coincidence. This is the universe telling you that your wounds are your medals. Every battle you've survived has prepared you for this moment. Tomorrow, you're not being healed. You're being decorated for your courage in surviving what tried to break you. Chiron at 23 degrees Aries, a pregnant woman in light summer dress. Wait, what? The wound is pregnant? Yes. Your wound has been gestating something. Tomorrow isn't just healing, it's birth. What emerges from your deepest pain is new life, new possibility, new power that couldn't exist without the wound that created it. The juxtaposition is perfect. The soldier, external achievement, and the pregnant woman, internal creation. Tomorrow, your outer warrior meets your inner creator, and from that meeting, your superpower is born. After tomorrow, you'll never be the same. I need you to understand something. This isn't motivational speaking. This isn't positive thinking. This is astronomical fact. After tomorrow's transit, the you that exists right now, the one still identifying with your wounds, that version of you will be obsolete. You might wake up on January 13th and feel disoriented, like you're wearing clothes that don't fit anymore, like your old problems seem strangely distant, like solutions to things that plagued you for years are suddenly obvious. This is normal. This is what instant healing feels like, not like something was added, but like something that was always false was finally removed. Your relationships will shift immediately. People who are attracted to your wounds will feel confused by your wholeness. People who were waiting for you to step into your power will suddenly appear. Opportunities that were invisible before will become obvious. It's not that the world changes, it's that you're finally seeing it through the eyes of someone who knows their worth. The wound that defined you doesn't disappear, it transforms into wisdom. The sensitivity remains but becomes strength. The scar tissue doesn't fade, it becomes your armor. This is the alchemy of tomorrow, not erasing your past, but transforming it into power. The next 48 hours are critical. Tomorrow is the breakthrough, but the next 48 hours are when you integrate it. January 13th, Mars completes its square to Chiron. January 14th, the energy settles into your new configuration. These aren't just dates, they're stages of metamorphosis. During this period, you might experience what feels like energetic whiplash. One moment you're in your old pattern, the next you're operating from a completely different frequency. This is the new you learning to walk. Don't rush it. Don't force it. Let your system adjust to holding this much power. You might need more sleep. You might need less, your appetite might change, your dreams will definitely be intense. All of this is normal. You're not just changing mentally or emotionally, you're transforming at a cellular level. The wound that was coded into your very being is being rewritten. Document everything. Journal, voice record, take photos, because in a few weeks you might not believe how much changed in such a short time. The version of you that was dominated by wounds will feel like a past life, and you'll want proof that this transformation was real. This is your moment of becoming. The universe doesn't often offer instant healing. Usually transformation is slow, gradual, almost imperceptible, but tomorrow is different. Tomorrow is a cosmic exception, a moment when the normal rules don't apply. If you're one of the three signs, Aries, Capricorn, or Cancer, you're not just healing tomorrow, you're ascending. Your wound becomes your superpower, not through gentle integration, but through radical alchemy. The thing that broke you becomes the thing that makes you unbreakable. But even if you're not one of these three signs, you'll feel this. Everyone will, because when this much transformational energy is released, it ripples through the collective. You might witness someone else's breakthrough. You might suddenly understand your own wounds differently. You might feel called to finally face what you've been avoiding. The invitation is universal. Stop trying to heal your wounds and start honoring them as the source of your power. Stop seeing your sensitivities as weaknesses and start recognizing them as superpowers waiting to be activated. Tomorrow, January 12th, 2026, at 3:30 in the afternoon, when the sun squares Chiron, you have a choice. You can cling to the identity of being wounded, or you can step into the identity of being powerful because of what you've survived. You can remain a victim of your past, or you can become an alchemist of your pain. The universe is performing surgery tomorrow. The anesthesia is wearing off. The operation is beginning, and when it's complete, you won't just be healed, you'll be weaponized with wisdom, fortified with experience, and powerful beyond what your wounded self could ever imagine. Your deepest wound is about to become your greatest superpower. The question isn't whether you're ready. The cardinal T-square doesn't care if you're ready. The question is whether you're going to resist this gift or receive it. Tomorrow, the wounded healer in you dies, and the sovereign you've always been finally rises. This is your moment. This is your transformation. This is your becoming. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.